Hi, and welcome to The Curling Show, the podcast that brings you interviews with the sport's top athletes and the people who shape the game. Brought to you by Fit to Curl, a sports-specific guide to training for the world's greatest game by Canadian Olympian John Morris, with a bit of help from me, non-Olympian Dean Gemmell. If you're at this weekend's Capital One Grand Slam in Winnipeg, the BDO Classic Canadian Open, you can find a copy of the book at the Gold Line booth at the MTS Centre. If you're not currently enjoying Manitoba in January, visit fittocurl.com or one of the many pro shops that carry the book to pick up a copy. No matter what kind of curler you are or what your current fitness level might be, you can find a program to follow that will help you feel better on the ice, make a few more shots, and sweep more effectively. The skip of the team that will represent the United States at the Winter Olympics in Vancouver, and sitting right now in the stands at the BDO Canadian Open in Winnipeg, John Shuster, welcome to the Curling Show.
Thanks, Dean.
So just so people know, you're there watching games. I am here in New Jersey, the curling hub of New Jersey, and I'm watching the game on cbcsports.ca. I'm not geo-blocked right now, so there you go. So you're at the event. Let's talk about this event for your team, what it means. There was a media conference call this week with Kevin Martin, and he talked about how, for whatever reason, whether he's trying to deflect a bit of pressure or whatever else, he wasn't so worried about end results at this event versus how many wins, but he did want to see a bunch of solid 85 to 90% games. Maybe not even, he said, not quite 95% yet because they don't want to peak too early. That's what he's looking. He and his team are looking for out of this. What's your team looking for out of this last big event before the Winter Olympics?
This last event is mainly for us to come here and see, the final result, hopefully, of where our year has led us. At the last slam we had, we went 2-3, but lost 2 games. Tied up coming home without the hammer, and those 2 games were just out in Murdoch. And this event we're looking to, come here and we played solid curling last time, and we were just a couple shots away from, being 4-1. So we're seeing if we can, turn that corner and then continue that on, which is pretty much a similar, schedule, like a couple weeks down and then into the Olympics.
Hey, how steep do you think the learning curve's been for your team in these slams? I mean, of course, you're the guy with the experience. You played in all these events with Pete Fenson on your way in 2006, but the rest of your guys, good players, great players, all of course, but they haven't played these things, and it seemed to be a struggle early. Is there an experience factor here that just takes a while?
Not really. It's the crazy part is this year at Slams we went 2-4 at the first one and then 2-3 at the last one, and if I make 4 more shots in the 4 of our losses. We go 3-3 or 4-2 at the first one, and then 2 more shots that I make. It really just came down to a tiny bit of execution, and most of the time on my behalf. So, I've been really proud of what we've been able to accomplish. Last year, the U.S. teams that were at the Slams won 1 game combined in 3 slams, and this year we've been able to come up here and win 4 games with the first 2 combined, and look to improve on that here this weekend.
That's a good point. Last year's slam record was fairly abysmal for U.S. teams, so. When you point it out like that, I think people should take some should realize that you guys have performed better at these events, which are so tough. I mean, they just are really tough. Sure. What do you tell the guys about the Olympics? You've been to one before. It's such a long event. It goes on for so many days, different than even an event like this. As tough as the games are, this thing wraps up in a weekend and in a couple of days. What do you tell them about the Olympics?
My guys have played at we played at the Worlds last year, and Jason and Jeff have played at other World Championships, and those are all, really long grinds of weeks. And, the one thing with the Olympics is it's a little bit more stretched out than Worlds. But you're playing against the teams you play at Worlds, and one thing you can do is you can allow the energy of the Olympics, to carry you a little bit and give you maybe just a little bit of extra energy boost, that it takes to really grind through a week. But at the same time, we're out to go there and enjoy it, because if we're not enjoying it, it's going to be tough. And I remember the last time how much I enjoyed every single piece of the Olympics. So
Well, that's a good point, because you don't enjoy it. It can quickly turn from what should be a highlight of your life into one of the more miserable experiences. So I do think that's important. You know, the Team Kevin Martin, of course, and Team Cheryl Bernard representing Canada, that comes with its own big knot of pressure, I guess, where Canadians expect their teams to do well and really expect to see gold medals, I guess. You guys probably don't have quite those expectations, but you have a little different bit of pressure in that every 4 years the U.S. Olympic teams really become the face of the game to some people who may not have much experience with it. Do you feel some pressure to perform well and be in the mix and try to create some of the buzz that Team Fenson with you were able to create in 06?
Not really. I don't think. I don't really necessarily see that as pressure at all. I know that if we go there and we perform well and we represent ourselves the way, as who we are, we're going to do the game and the game in the United States justice and hopefully generate some interest. Because I think we're some all right cats on our team. So, just going there and being ourselves and playing our game, and success breeds success. So we had success at the last Olympics, and hopefully as a country we can embrace that a little bit. And if we can go to this Olympics and have similar success, hopefully our game will grow amongst within the United States.
Let's hope Andrew Catalan of NBC Sports picked up that line. It says, "You're all right cats." They're all right cats, this U.S. men's team. You've got Chris Plies as your alternate on this team. Of course, Chris is a pretty celebrated junior curler, won a World Junior for the U.S. First time in a long time that happened. Known as a fairly great shooter. What are the chances he gets in more games than most fifth players?
I'd say not very likely. He's the great part about him is his ability to come in and play, anywhere and not really, you wouldn't expect to lose anything because, he's a great player and he's a phenomenal sweeper and he knows the game. So, if he happens to get in, I don't foresee us, having any dips or any of that kind of stuff. But at the same time, everybody on our team is kind of starting to peak right now, and we've always been, between Jeff and Jason and I for sure, always peaked come play down time. So, we got Chris into a game at the last slam because we wanted to get Chris into a game at the last slam just so, he had some arena ice with thousands of people in there and, a little different atmosphere than juniors. But, at the Olympics, I'm planning on seeing all of our guys go there and perform well. And, that probably won't warrant Chris very much ice time when that's going on.
Fair enough. I did like the selection just for the fact that, I think you needed a team where you had a guy who could come in and skip if necessary or play anywhere. I think he was a real good choice for your fifth.
Yeah, I think it's probably more important to have somebody who can come in and, as far as sweeping goes and, and energy. I mean, that to me was the most important factor, and I know he brought a lot of that to our team when he played on my team, in the previous years.
This isn't meant to be a knock on your 06 team or Scott Baird, but I think it's a better choice than Scott Baird.
Well, I'll tell you what, in 06, we knew for a fact that there was never going to be, an opportunity for, for anyone to step on the ice other than our team.
Yeah, but at the Olympics, there's always a chance that, swine flu rips through the village or something, I mean, Mike Harris knows all about that, right?
Yeah, I suppose. But, that team really, what got brought to us was, an extra coach and an extra set of eyes and ears that, that because of, in the past, we felt we needed. And I know he was a huge factor in the way that, for sure myself and Pete played, in those years when we were really hot. So.
Hey, this might be of interest to, especially to some Canadians who don't know the story here, but what happened with Ed Lukowich this year in the United States Curling Association?
You know what? He'd been in our association for, for a long time. I want to say 8 or 9 years. And our association kind of was, turning to, now more into athlete development as opposed to, the curling that we've been based on. We're working on becoming better athletes and
what do you mean by that?
Performance.
What do you mean by that?
As far as structure.
Okay.
And Ed is a brilliant curling mind, and and that, he's never been a really, structured guy. He's always gone by feel, as most great skips in the world have gone by feel. And, just that for whatever reason, he didn't feel that it was, in his best interest or, the U.S.'s best interest, apparently, to continue. And, it's one of those things. He went from, being the, this U.S. curling was, Ed Lukowicz, it was his vision and that kind of thing. And then he just became a part of the vision. And, anytime you step down from CEO to just, a vice president.
Well, he's a long-time skip, right? He was like, I'm not playing second.
Well, he definitely wasn't going to be the second in the mix. But, I can see it. But, I have nothing against that. We're still friends, and we've actually spoken, several times since, since his resignation. So.
Hey, speaking about athlete development, of course, I know how much effort Team Martin puts into fitness. I'm not so sure you guys haven't, but maybe it doesn't show quite as much. So tell me, what have you done?
We have, implemented going into the gym into our daily routine. Like, we've always been the team in the world or in our country for sure that's practiced and thrown more curling stones and,
right.
Gotten the most out of throwing curling stones. I can tell you what, I don't know anybody who throws as many rocks and as many meaningful rocks as the guys on our team do.
Right.
But this year we've actually brought the fitness element into it, and and I for sure, since we got done with our huge kind of, we had a really exhausting 9 weeks starting in September going all the way in through October. But as soon as we kind of got home and were able to get into a little bit of a routine, we've I've lost like 12 pounds and all the reps I'm doing and things have increased by a lot. And, and I noticed that as the weekend wears on that I'm not losing a step. And I know I can say the same for, most of the guys on my team.
Well, good for you for stepping up there. Hey, you've got Vernon Davis along as your honorary captain. Have you met Vernon Davis of the San Francisco 49ers yet?
I've met him via video conversation on Skype. So, we got a chance to meet him last week, and, he wanted to know about, what we do and our level of commitment, and we got to, congratulate him on having a pretty darn good year. And, listen, he's pretty excited to come and be a part of our team out in Vancouver, and, he's excited about curling. He loves the curling culture and is excited to see, us in action at the Olympics.
Yeah, I love it. I hope they show him in the stands or wherever he's going to be. But
oh yeah, we're going to make sure he gets hooked up with our families so he can do a few of those crazy cheers that our families are known to do at big competitions.
Nice. As long as he doesn't knows there's no place in curling for a Gatorade shower, that would be that wouldn't work so well.
Well, maybe we win that gold medal. Maybe that's what's going to be on our horizon.
Yeah, Gatorade shower. Yeah, as long as he doesn't do it after a round robin game.
Yeah, no, that's.
I think they'll clear that up with him. I think he'll be okay, Vernon. Hey, finally, you guys were shooting at my home club, the Colbert Rapport, at the Plainfield Curling Club in South Plainfield, New Jersey, the greatest curling club in New Jersey, as you found out. How was that experience?
Oh, yeah. Cold. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you know what? Say that again, because I'm the president of the club and I have an agenda to get heaters at our club. So I'm happy you said cold.
Well, it was a little chilly, but the laughs kept us warm. We had a great day with a big name national TV guy, and to be able to reach audiences that we don't usually get a chance to reach other than actually during the Olympics. To get that people 15 to 50 or 60 watching and is it's a pretty big opportunity for curling, especially in the United States.
All right, John, we finish with the run back, as you might know. I give you a topic, and you give me your thoughts in 1 to 3 words.
1 to 3 words.
All right. 3 words, although I'll tell you, very few people stick to 1 to 3 words. I might have to really hold you to the fire in this one, though, this time. I'm usually
I'm a long-winded guy, so.
What's that?
I said I'm a long-winded guy, so I'll try to keep her short.
All right, yeah. Well, the only Glenn Howard is about the only guy who ever gets this right, but I must admit part of it is my fault. The dumping of the women's 5th player by Great Britain, women's team 5th, dumped.
Yikes.
The Olympic trials final against Tyler George, that game.
Amazing.
New USCA sponsor, Lafroig Scotch.
Sweet.
Brett Favre.
What's that?
Brett Favre.
Trouties in purple.
All right. Being asked to tape over the logo on your baseball cap.
A lot of fun, actually.
Can't they get you a USA cap or something there, brother?
Hopefully.
Or you can't find one that fits your melon just right or something, I guess. Is that the problem?
Well, it's all, when it comes to the baseball cap, it's all about the way it fits the head. But you may see me capless at the Olympics.
Capless, a capless John Shuster. Yeah. Very exciting.
I'm gonna try it out this weekend first.
Nice. I like the capless look, you know? I think you should go capless. I'm going to endorse capless, John. Pete Fenson.
The pizza man. That's what I think of when I think of Fenson. But no,
that's fine. That counts. 3 words. Richard Maskell.
I'll go with that, but the ageless wonder.
John Benton.
Not that old.
The other ageless wonder. He's not that old. He's like, geez, if he's old, I'm ancient.
Right.
Cripes. Curling teams from the eastern United States.
Getting better.
Yes. I hear there's a good one you're going to see in Kalamazoo.
Well, we've played them before. They're no pushover.
Oh, yeah, that's good. All right. Finally, Dave Nedowin's injury.
Saw him today. Looks painful.
Really? It did look painful, did it?
Oh, yeah. He's, I saw him he tried to throw a couple rocks today, and he said hopefully the treatment he has is going to help him. But he was definitely walking around with he actually, I think, heard it for the first time during the World Cup of curling. I think I could provide you some inside information on that.
Oh, really? So it wasn't just
in the first time he ever had like neck pain or back pain, and I think it's bothered him all year.
Yeah, I remember they were saying at the World Cup of curling they thought he was hurt, but then Randy sort of said he hurt it in the gym. But he kind of has to play though, or they don't have the right squad. They don't have 3 guys. So they're
it's we'll see how it works. He was hopeful that he could make it through the weekend.
All right, and finally, playing in the U.S. Nationals in Kalamazoo, Michigan, just a few days after you get home from the Olympics.
Heart. That's what that's going to boil down to.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you're going. I appreciate you guys going. I think it's good for them.
When you're the defending national championship, it's hard to give up your trophy without a fight. I'll tell you that.
I applaud you for going. I think it's good for the host committee. If you guys, with the Olympic buzz, it'll help them a lot to have you there. So good for you.
Yep, and Jason won't. If I don't know if you noticed, but Jason isn't on the roster. He's not planning on playing next year, so we're gonna also get a start on maybe what we're gonna do in the future here. So
yeah, I hear you're gonna have Chris in the lineup, right?
Yeah.
Do you think Jason curls after this year? I mean, is he back? Is he in Florida and fishing for halibut or something?
No, he doesn't fish for halibut or Alaska, by the way. Buddy.
Or grouper, whatever. That's what I meant to say. Grouper. I mean, I'm not a fisherman, John. Come on.
No, it's all good. He's going to curl on his own terms, and that's kind of, that's always been his deal. And when he's ready to come back to curl, he'll be back. But no one's going to coax him next time like I was able to this time.
All right, okay, John. I give everybody a chance at the end of the show to name their sponsors. As the U.S. Olympic team, you've got to start, I guess, with the U.S. Olympic Committee. But anybody else you want to thank? Oh
yeah, absolutely. Mall of America has been stepped up to the plate huge for us this year and allowed us to, wear their colors and help us, in these times when we're traveling and we're missing a ton of work. And then, of course, Performance and Balance Plus have been 2 great curling companies to us and keep us equipped with the, what we feel is the best equipment of both worlds. And of course, all the USOC sponsors, including Nike, who's, outfitted us this year. So those are pretty much the guys we'd like to thank this year. All right, good for them, good for you. Hey, and seriously, John, good luck in Vancouver. As a guy who does a podcast that does a 90% Canadian audience, I'm tuned into both sides of the game, but I play down here, so I really hope to see you guys do well. Thanks a lot, Dean. That's John Shuster on The Curling Show. Before I go, a quick thanks to Resby Coots of Rock Talk on 1290 CFRW in Winnipeg
for featuring Fit to Curl by John Morris during one of his December shows. If you're not in Winnipeg, but you want to know what's going on in the city that lives to curl, visit thecurler.com to hear Resby's shows. Then, of course, go to fittocurl.com and buy a book. As always, thanks for listening.
Salt blast screaming, Jim beaming, no 2 grains of sand are alive. Sow the seed, reap the speed, angels wing on a Chinese kite, yeah!